Hey, Cowboys, this Cowboys Brown. Let's get into some football. Let's get into some football type talk. By now, you know that Rico Gather is out here. Nothing I'm telling you, nothing new. Thing about it is now what? Now the Rico Gather experiment is over. 3 years of development. We finally decided to part ways. What do we do now? Where do we go from here? Cowboys probably roll with three tight ends. Probably roll with three tight ends and bring in some. And the Cowboys are bringing in some depth. Bringing in a defensive back, I believe, by the name of Tavis. I want to say Tavis Powell played with the 49ers. Played with the 49ers some games. Had 18 played in 18 games over the course of his career. Been around for a couple of years. Looking for a home. So Cowboys gonna bring him in for some defensive help. With Byron Jones being banged up, and we got a couple of guys, man, like a couple of guys nursing injuries. We're gonna bring in some cap bodies to get through this thing and kind of wait out, this training until we can get into the regular season when I started. Still four preseason games to play. Somebody got to get that. Somebody got to get that work in, and these other players can always use a job interview. Which is basically what it boils down to for them. So they get a job interview, man. Put some tape out there. Hopefully, get a good look with either the Cowboys or somebody else, and that's a good opportunity for them. If nothing else, you get a little cheddar from training camp, man. A little bread to put in your pocket, and so that's always a good thing. And we move on. Now now we got a couple other couple other positions, man. We need to look at. I need to look at. We're getting banged up a little bit in the offensive line. No, not our premier guys, but we got to have enough depth to get through training and give our skill guys some work. Got to have somebody on the line getting out the round. With Cody Wishman getting banged up, and Zach Martin being costed for Zach Martin. Tyron Smith, he just gets some veteran days and some veteran work. Some veteran rest. So these guys don't don't practice all the time. So you got to have some guys in there that can step in there and get the work in. So the rest of our team can get the work in. So we be looking for some depth at the offensive line, looking for some depth in the defensive back position. Speaking of depth, from what I heard, the guy filling in for Sean Lee seems to be doing pretty well. Luke Gifford, I believe his name is, seems to be doing pretty nice job. Good things. When I get an opportunity, I've heard good things about Joe Thomas, although I haven't heard much from him lately. Toward the beginning of the camp, I was hearing things from him, and I'm hearing mostly about Luke Gifford. Whether or not he made this roster, I don't know, but he can make an interesting push. If he don't make this roster, certainly could make somebody else's roster. No doubt about it. So we have to see. Not really sure how that's gonna work out. Overall, Cowboy Nation, I think we're in pretty good shape. If you're seeing this and you're in the U.S., it's probably the wee hours of the morning for you. But it is August 6th. We talked a lot about August 6th being sort of a deadline for us guys to show up to get credit for a year free agency. Get credit for a year, so they don't have to, extend their years of eligibility for free agency. So it says right now Zeke shows up today, August 6th. I think he preserves his free agency eligibility, and he could be a free agent in 2021. I'm sorry, he's contract through 2019, 2020, and at the end of the 2020 season, he could be a free agent. If he gets his accrued year of eligibility. If he doesn't show up today, that could get pushed back to his eligibility is not until 2021. And the thing about it is that's significant, um, particularly in particularly in Zeke's situation, to where he set out a year early. I mean, he set out a year early than you would normally expect a guy to sit out. Zeke Elliott, uh, he didn't wait till the final year of his contract. With 2 years out, he sit out, and he's holding out. Well, what that means is he can't just sit on the bench for a year and be eligible to go to another team at the end of the year, like a Le'Veon Bell. In order to be eligible to go to another team, he would have to just sit out 2 years. Now, if he doesn't get the year of eligibility today, then he would have to sit out 3 years. I mean, and that is to be able to go to another team. That's just improbable. Just improbable. And so if Zeke don't show up today, there's pretty good possibility. Pretty good possibility that Zeke is all in on getting a deal with the Cowboys. He's all in on getting a deal with the Cowboys because you don't put yourself at risk, and give yourself more years that you'd have to wait to be free agent eligible to go to another team. If you think if you think that you're gonna have to move and go someplace else, So at this point, Zeke's pushing all his cards on the table. If he don't show up today, what he's essentially saying is either the Cowboys going to pay me, or they're going to eventually have to trade me. He's pushing all he's taking a calculated risk that the Cowboys won't call his bluff and sit him on the bench and make him sit out games and not play him. So let's see how that works out. Anyway, I ain't gonna talk too long on Cowboys Broad. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. I'm out of this thing.